Good afternoon and welcome to Fans Banter. And I don't mind saying to you, I'm still buzzing after Liverpool's fantastic 3-0 win in the Champions League away to Marseille. But today we're here to talk about Liverpool's upcoming game against Bournemouth this Saturday. It's a 17:30 kickoff. Unfortunately, we won't be doing a live watch along because a little thing like work gets in the way. But I will watch the match on replay and I'll give you a match review video at some stage after I do that. So yeah, Liverpool take on Bournemouth this weekend at a 17:30 kickoff. Really looking forward to that game. I hope they can do what Virgil van Dijk says they need to do, and that's to build on the good form and the good performance that they had against Marseille in the Champions League. So in today's video we'll be having a look at the recent form of both teams. We'll be having a look also at the history of the fixture between Bournemouth and Liverpool. We'll probably do a score prediction and have a look at the possible starting 11 that Arne Slot will put out on Saturday evening against Bournemouth. So let's have a look at the head-to-head between these two teams. Well, Liverpool have played Bournemouth a total of only 25 times. Liverpool have won 20, they've lost 2, and there's been 3 draws. Liverpool's first game against Bournemouth was on January the 8th, 1927, and it was a 1-1 draw in the FA Cup. Liverpool went on and won that replay of that game 4-1. Liverpool's biggest win over Bournemouth was a 9-0 win back in August 2022. In the more recent games between the two clubs, Liverpool have a 2-1 win in 2023. They have a 4-0 win in 2024, a 3-0 win in September of 24, a 2-0 win in February of 25, and this year, August, a 4-2 win. Let's now have a look at the recent forms of the recent form of the two clubs. So, starting with Liverpool just on Wednesday night beat Marseille 3-0 in the Champions League. The week before they had a 1-1 draw against Burnley in the Premiership. Not a great result, don't want to talk about that one too much. And in the FA Cup they beat Barnsley 4-1. They went to Arsenal and they drew 0-0, probably could have won that game on another night. And then they had a 2-2 draw with Fulham. Bournemouth's recent form is a 1-1 draw with Brighton, a 3-3 draw with Newcastle, but they lost 7-6 on penalties, and a 3-2 win against Spurs. Bournemouth lost to Arsenal 3-2, and they had a 2-2 draw with Chelsea. So not bad form, not great form. I think Liverpool are probably over the last couple of games are on slightly better form than Bournemouth. So, a possible team selection to Arne Slot would put out to face Bournemouth. Besides the injuries that we already know of, Isak and Bradley, there's no real injuries that I'm aware of that have come out of the game against Marseille. So I would presume that all players that played against Marseille on Wednesday evening will be available for tomorrow's game. I still don't have an update on Konate, on his family situation, so I'm going to just presume that he is not going to be available for tomorrow, and I'll base the team that I pick on the players that I know are available, if that makes sense. So this is the part where I do some shameless self-promotion. We're a tiny little channel, mostly Liverpool based. We live stream watch-alongs with Liverpool whenever we can, and it would really help us out greatly if you could just give us maybe a like on the video or subscribe to the channel, and we'd very much appreciate that. Okay, that's the end of the shameless self-promotion. So regarding what team I think Arne Slot will put out, or should put out, or what team I would put out, well, there's an old adage in football saying you should never change your winning team. And I think Arne Slot should probably listen to that and pay attention to that sort of saying, because what Liverpool really need now is consistency. Like Virgil van Dijk said, we need to build on the game against Marseille. So it's no surprise. It's no surprise to me. It might be a surprise to Arne Slot, I don't know. But I would go with the same team. I would play Alisson in goal again. Played very well the other night, made some crucial good saves. I'd go with Van Dijk, Gomez, Kerkez and Frimpong. They would be my back four. As I said, not sure what's going on with Kanate and his situation. But in saying that, I think Joe Gomez played very well against Marseille. And I think by right, even if Kanate is available, that Joe Gomez deserves the right to start the game. Now, in midfield, I've gone for McAllister, Szoboszlai and Gravenberch. It's no great surprise. It's by far Liverpool's probably strongest midfield. I would not be surprised if McAllister had a rest on the bench and Curtis Jones came in instead of McAllister. I don't think it changes too much in the midfield. I do sort of prefer McAllister. I think he moves the ball a little bit quicker. And I think it was quite evident against Marseille that when we moved the ball a little bit quicker through the middle of the park that we had greater success. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jones started instead of McAllister. Up front, it shouldn't be any surprise to anybody to look to play Wirtz, Salah and Ekitike. Wirtz does well. I think he's starting to find his feet. The one complaint that I would have with Wirtz is maybe he takes just one or two touches a little bit too much maybe. Salah, it was great to see Salah back. Great to see him back in the starting lineup. And don't know, he was a little bit rusty. I didn't see him rusty, but it was good to see him back starting. And I would start him again against Bournemouth at the weekend as well. He had a good chance against Marseille, but he sort of just hooked it wide, inexplicably really. But on another day, that goes in the back of the net. And obviously, with Isak out injured long term, there's only one really man to start through the middle, and that would be Ekitike. Now, I know Gakpo came on instead of Ekitike. Well, not instead of, but he was a substitution. Ekitike went off and Gakpo came on, and Gakpo got his goal. I've long said, Gakpo gets goals and assists, and that's what he did against Marseille. But I think this is a better team with those three up front, Wirtz, Salah and Ekitike. I think there's more goals in a 4-3-3 for Liverpool. I think that system suits us better. Suits us better than a 4-2-2, in my opinion. So, score prediction for the game against Bournemouth. I think it's hard to look past the Liverpool win, to be quite honest. I would quite comfortably say a 2-0 Liverpool win. And I think that will help us gain a little bit more momentum. And I think that's what we need at this present time. Look, football is a funny business. And once you start to get wins, they tend to follow. Wins tend to follow wins, and I think that's what Liverpool could do at the moment. They've gone on a good run now. It's 13 unbeaten. That's not bad compared to where we were coming from. So, yeah, I'd comfortably say a 2-0 win to Liverpool. But as I did say at the start, unfortunately won't be able to do a live watch along. But we will have a match review video shortly after I watch it on replay. Look, until then, we'll chat to you later. Let's hope for a Liverpool win, and let's hope you enjoy the game wherever you're watching it or wherever you're listening to it, and up the Reds. Well, that's it from us. Hope you enjoyed a little match preview. If you did, perhaps you could give us a little like on the video there, or maybe consider subscribing to the channel. It'll help us out greatly. And until the next time, cheerio, take care, look after yourselves.